Okay, we're here at gotomath.com. Let's click the calculus and go down to the second fundamental theorem. And let's click on this one here. Use second fundamental theorem calculus to find f prime of x. Okay. Use the second fundamental theorem calculus to find f prime of x. Now, we got a couple ways actually doing this particular problem here. But we should be technically using the second fundamental theorem to actually solve this problem. What happens is if you don't know that theorem and know that technique, you get trapped into doing this the old-fashioned way, and then what's going to happen, this integrand in here, you're not going to be able to take the integral of it. And that's really the whole idea. But let's go ahead and write this down. Write it down. Let's go ahead and get this written down. So we have capital F of x is equal to the integral going from 1 to x of 10 t dt. Alright, so we know how to take the integral of this. Now remember, what they were asking us to find, remember, is f prime of x. We want to find f prime of x. Now we're going to do this the old-fashioned way first, okay? And I don't suggest that you do this, but we're going to do it anyway, just to let you know that it can be done this way only if you can integrate this, take the integral of this. So we know how to take the integral of this. This is 10t squared over 2. We're going from 1 to x. And so we just simply plug everything in, right? We got, so this becomes 5, because 2 goes in 10 5 times. 5x squared, plugging x in for t here, minus, and then we'll go ahead and plug in 1. And so we have 5 times 1 squared, and therefore we could say that f of x is equal to 5x squared minus, what is this, 5 minus 5. Now if they're asking to find f prime of x, well, we can do that. F prime of x is equal to 10x. Doesn't that look familiar? Look at that, right? So remember, I always said that if you can take the derivative, get back the integrand, well, you know that you probably did it right, okay? Anyway, but here's the kicker, and that is, I can guarantee you they're going to give you a problem that you can't take the integral of. Alright, you can't take the integral of, and that's really the whole idea of this. Okay? And so now we're going to, what am I doing here? I'm not exactly sure what's going on. Now I'm going to actually show you another way of doing this problem. Alright? Another way. There's another way. And we're just going to stick with this one particular way. Alright, so we have 1 to x, and then it was 10t dt. Alright, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to let u, so just follow me on this, be x, and then I'm going to take the derivative of this. Du is equal to, the derivative of x is 1, and then we're going to write dx next to it. So it's 1, it's basically 1 and then dx. Okay, all right. Does everybody got that part anyway? Okay. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what's called the substitution. Now we're going to substitute in. So we'll go ahead and write the 1. The x is the u right there. All right. Everybody got that part right there. Okay. And then the inside, we're going to go ahead and write the inside there. So that's going to be 10t dt. 10t dt. Okay, everybody with me on that part? Okay, is equal to, now this part right here, okay, you see that part right there? We're going to write 10u times, and then this part, which was the which is actually going to be whatever this is, the derivative of x is going to be here. Alright, and then what you'll do is you'll go back and write it as a function of x. Go back and write it as a function of x. F prime of x is equal to 10x. Do you see that? So in short, this is what you're going to do every time. Now I'm leaving out the fundamental theorem of calculus here, but this is what you're going to do. You're just going to rewrite whatever the integrand is, okay? Write it in terms of u, and then this part here, when you take the derivative, it's really du over dx. I guess I should have wrote here, which is 1. You'll write du over dx. That part goes here. And then just write everything, take whatever u is equal to, put it back in, put it in terms of x, and you're done. So that's it. I'm leaving out the fundamental theorem of calculus. However, in the next problem, I'll probably we'll talk about the fundamental theorem of calculus. But in short, this is what you're going to do every time. You just do these steps, and I guarantee you get the problem right. Okay, and save some time. All right, so let's go back, hit the answer there. So f prime of x is equal to 10x. You notice this right here, except it's just written in terms of x. But the reason we just rewrite the integrand here and then put it in terms of x is because this is an x here. If this were x squared, then we take the derivative of this and put it right next to it, multiply it by it. You just take the derivative of whatever this is, multiply it by it. Okay. Enough said. We'll be working another problem to see more of what's going on. All right. So come on over to gotomath.com. See you later.